All right, y'all. So we're about to try something very new, and this is the first ever video of Shame on You. And the person we need to shame is Bayley. Now, the reason why we need to shame her is because of one thing that happened yesterday that I just couldn't believe. Now, look, we all been feeling bad for Bayley. She's been taking L's lately. She hasn't been winning any matches, even the important ones for the title. And look, we have some things that we need to discuss because listen, as much as we want Bayley to win dubs and want her to get some gold and all that, we have to figure out what is the curse and why does she keep taking L's? Well, I think I know the reason. And I think I'm going to put out this rumor that I think the reason why Bayley keeps losing is because of this. So yesterday, right? And this video will be posted the next day. But Wednesday evening, I caught her hanging out with Crota Jade. Now, if you don't remember Crota Jade, she used to be a former superstar at NXT. She used to collab with Roxanne Perez. They're best friends in real life, by the way. And here's the thing. She was celebrating, right? Well, I think she was celebrating her birthday or whatnot, and while she was on, vacation with her, I noticed before she went to the pool party that she was wearing a shirt and she was hanging with somebody's dog, and that dog was Corda J's dog. Because some people say that Bayley is a cat person. I don't know. I ain't never really checked out her stories. I don't follow her on Instagram like that, so I don't know. But doesn't matter because it's about what she's wearing. Okay, it's not about what's by her corner or what's on her shoulder and what's on her lap. It's about what's on her shirt, right? And unfortunately, we caught something that she was wearing. And again, I don't judge a woman for what she wears, and anything a woman wears, I don't judge. But however, this shirt means something. And this shirt that evolves with two people that needs to have separate careers and need to be independent. And that's Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. Now, we talk about them a lot in our channel. And one thing we can't stand is a Liv and Dom follower. So, unfortunately, Bayley exposed herself by wearing their shirt. And here's a picture of her holding Kota J's dog while she's in an Uber ride or something, and she's wearing their shirt.
Let me explain something to you.
Now, Bayley, look, I'm gonna say this very carefully because again, I don't want to piss you off. But however, we have to call this out because here's the thing: even though it disappeared already, there are people that are screenshot and gave you a round of applause for wearing that shirt. And I understand that you and Liv Morgan are cool, but I'm just disappointed in you for wearing something like that when we're in the middle of a storyline. Okay? We are in the middle of a storyline, and instead of you wearing any shirt, you decide to wear that one on your off day. But the question is this: why are you wearing that shirt in the middle of a time like this where we're in the middle of a storyline? Okay, you could have wear that shirt last year. You could have wear that shirt while Liv Morgan was still around. But instead, you're wearing that shirt while she's out of commission and literally, out of action or whatever you call it. And Dominic Mysterio is in the middle of a storyline where he possibly might get with Roxanne. And I know you two don't get along, but however, we caught you two hanging out with Lyra and Jey Uso and Stephanie Vaquer. So it is kind of strange that I get to see Bayley in something that I never thought I would see her in. And that's to wear a Liv and Dom shirt, knowing that we're in the middle of a storyline. I just find it kind of weird. Now, thankfully, nobody reporting this but me. But I guess because, people either didn't pay attention to it or just don't care about it. And if they don't care about it, that's good because this don't need the attention. But the reason why I'm giving it attention is because I just find it disappointing that I get to see a superstar that's in the middle of their downfall, all because, they want to wear that shirt. It sounds to me like you're putting that shirt on and don't realize that shirt is bad luck. And maybe you bought this shirt the whole time. And because you bought this shirt is the reason why you've been losing many matches. Okay. And if that's the reason why you have been losing, and that's the reason why you've been taken out at WrestleMania 41, kind of explains why you haven't been having any good luck lately. And you wonder why you got people like BCB saying that you should go to AEW with Mercedes, because at least you're better off over there than you are at WWE, because in WWE, you're getting treated like a jobber versus when you go to AEW, you'll get treated like a superstar. Now, hopefully that's the case, but it's only because you got to think about it. I think Bayley and, anybody you could think of that's getting treated like a jobber will fit well in AEW. But however, they're not willing to sign new talent right now, especially when they got to focus on their talent and try to get their ratings up. You understand? But if Bayley go over there, that would be good because it could take somebody's spot. But we got to wait till somebody gets released. And right now, nobody in the women's division is getting released, and hopefully it doesn't. But, because I don't want nobody to lose their jobs. But, however, we don't want Bayley to lose her job either, because then it's going to make people go back to the Chris Van interview. And the main thing that I wanted to let Bayley know is that if you're going to wear something like that, where there's no cameras around, and please don't take a selfie with it, because when you do that, it makes it look like you're going off script, and it makes it look like you're going off, you're getting off character. Now here's the thing. Bayley is, she's one of the realest women that you ever seen. There's not a time where she's ever been not herself. And that's one thing that I like about Bayley is that she's always herself. But when you see people like Liv Morgan that refuse to be herself because she knows it doesn't make her no money, it's one of the reasons why you have trouble respecting her, because she's always on character and never a time where she turns it off. Now, you could say the same about Drew McIntyre and Dominic Mysterio and plenty more, but I look at it like this. If we're doing an interview, right, and in this interview, you be yourself, that's more important than anything else. When I check out the interview with Dominic Mysterio, he was himself when he did an interview with Stephanie McMahon. But then when you see the other ones, he's always playing character, And versus with Liv Morgan, she's always playing character. And that's the part that I don't like about Liv, is that when you do this runway in this, for that movie that you're about to do, are you really going to talk about Dominic Mysterio when you could be talking about the movie? Nobody wants to hear you talk about Dominic Mysterio when they rather hear you talk about the movie. Focus on that shit. Stop focusing on one person that you can't even take home with you, okay? Dominic Mysterio ain't got nothing to do with your movie. He ain't got nothing to do with your life. Only thing that he's doing right now is taking care of his wife, and you wish you could be in. So the main thing I'm trying to explain to Bayley is that if you're gonna wear a shirt that has meaning, instead of wearing a shirt that means I worship this idol because I look at this idol as a leader, and this leader is going to lead me to the right direction. But in reality of it is, they're not going to lead you nowhere to a dead end. And I think the problem I have with Bayley is that wearing this shirt is just sending a poor message to the youth to let them know that, hey, I'm wearing this shirt because I want to support my friend Liv Morgan. And I'm looking at that shirt like, it's not just Liv Morgan. It's not just Liv Morgan. It's Dominic Mysterio too. So if you're gonna wear a shirt that's supporting your best friend Liv Morgan, then wear a shirt that has Liv Morgan on it. Don't wear a shirt that has another person on it, because it makes it look like you're supporting both of them. But you haven't mentioned Dominic Mysterio one time. But I don't know if this is for a storyline or something, because Bayley did say she want to be in a romantic storyline. So is she going to be the one to go after Dom? Because if that's the case, I don't like it one bit, because I don't want to see Bayley and Dom together, because I don't see the chemistry. I don't see, oh, what the fuck am I saying? Fuck the chemistry shit. I just don't see the business side of it. That's what I meant to say. Okay, because I like Bayley and all, but to see Bayley with Dominic Mysterio, no, I ain't for that. I'd rather see Dom with Roxanne, because at least he could lead her to victory, and she could do the same thing for him on a business level. You, on the other hand, I don't know what you want from him. I don't. And honestly, I don't want you to go near him. I don't want any chick to go near Dominic Mysterio, because for one, he's a married man. He should be going solo like the rest of them. But we'll do that. So, the only thing I could just say to Bayley is that, if you think wearing that shirt is going to help you win matches and bring you more marketing and bring more revenue, you're wrong. It's just going to bring Liv and Dom's revenue up, and their stock goes up, and make more people want to get invested into it, to where more and more people want to support them even more, to where they could still be around. They could keep this going to the where it will be very hard for anyone to get these two to split, because of the support that they're getting online. Now, we all know Karrion Kross is a IWC champion, but what about Liv Morgan? What about Dominic Mysterio? Because it's obvious that they do get hate, but the problem is people are overprotecting them, because whoever's paying these bots to say something about them, you already know the deal. So seeing Bayley doing this is to me, it's just lame, because Bayley could be doing other things besides wearing, well, not things, but she could have been wearing anything besides that. And her wearing that shirt, it to me was a slap in the face to the storyline. It was a punch in the stomach to the narrative of ending the Liv and Dom movement. And for her wearing that shirt makes it harder for us to move on, because she wants to be the supporter, but that support is not making you no money. It's making Liv and Dom money. And that's why I say closing of it. But before I close, I just want to say this. Bayley, I need you to reconsider on renewing your contract, because I'm telling you, there is a spot for you at AEW. And I do believe you'll succeed over there. But I don't want this impression where Tony Khan is going to sign anybody that get released from WWE, when he could be, focusing on his talent that he has now, because the women's locker room is stacked. But adding Bayley to the mix could help. But we have to wait until our contract expires. So I would think twice before you sign that contract, because lately you've been losing like a motherfucker. And if you're trying to get a storyline with Dominic Mysterio, if you think people are going to be invested in that, you're wrong, okay? People would rather be invested with him being with Roxanne than being invested with you. No disrespect, but they don't see the chemistry. I don't see the chemistry. And I don't even see the business side of it. I don't see the marketing plan for it. What can you do with that? See, at least with Dom and Rox, that's more of a meme than for the meme to be Bay and Dom, or Dom and Bay. Like that's not how we do it. Like when Rhea and Dom were together, we didn't call it Dom and Rhea. We didn't call it Dom Rhea. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, at the end of the day, it's just catchy to say Dom Rocks than Dom Bay or Dom Lay. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense. But again, it's no disrespect to you, but the marketing tool of it just makes no sense. And if that's you wearing that shirt just so you can get to that marketing, it's not going to work. So if you're just wearing that just to tease, it's not working. Okay? Nobody's talking about it but me. But if this go viral, then it is what it is. But all I'm trying to say is, don't wear a shirt like that we're in the middle of a storyline, okay? We have a storyline between those two right now. And the last thing I want you to do is mess it up because you want to wear something like that when you could be wearing any other shirt. If you're hanging with Quarter Jade, you could have wear a Quarter Jade shirt. You know what I'm saying? You could have wear a Ella Black shirt. You could have wear a Brie Quarter shirt. You could have wear something. And instead, you're wearing that? Nah, I ain't fucking with that. And again, none of my subscribers even fucking with that either. Now, the people that are liking it is the Living Dom fans because you're wearing a Living Dom shirt. So that's the only people that adore it. But however, you have a big following, and the fact that you got your followers and drawn into it, you better hope they forget all about it. Because the shirt like that, because I'm telling you, a shirt is a shirt. But when you're wearing that shirt, it brings more attention. And if you're trying to get more attention on your platform by wearing that shirt, to me, that's just ridiculous. But again, if you think you're trying to get something out of it, whether it's a romantic storyline or attention, more followers, if you're trying to get that, it didn't succeed. All right. So next time, wear a different shirt. Don't wear that shirt. And because that shirt is going to mess up the storyline, and we don't want the storyline to go backwards. We want it to go forward by Dominic Mysterio being the leader of the group while he's leading Roxanne and Raquel, and he adds 2 more members that are kind of like related to his race. And again, if he could take over the Judgment Day by having Latinos and Latinas in it, some people are going to compare it to LWO, but it'll be better than LWO. And I think that's the route I want him to turn to. And while Finn and Liv Morgan get kicked out and they go on their solo runs as babyface. Because Dominic Mysterio, he can't get close to that because of how much he's getting for betraying his spotter and betraying Rhea. So him betraying Liv Morgan is not the icing of the cake, but it's definitely going to be the digging of it. And hopefully that people won't use that against him, but they're definitely going to use him going against his spotter and going against Rhea as a way of saying that Dominic Mysterio is not our favorite. We don't rock with him. And that's why he keeps getting booed every time he speaks. And one thing I'm going to say for you is that people have no problem booing you. They just have a problem booing Liv. And that's the problem. Okay? People like Liv, but they're starting to lose interest in you because you keep losing. And the more you lose, the less status you have as a wrestler and as an icon. And even though you're one of the 4 horsewomen, that aura and that spunk and that streak that you had when you was on a come up while Vince McMahon was in office, it's all drowning and it's all dying and it's literally pouring down the drain as it go. And this is a rumor, but this rumor, the reason why you keep losing is because you got that shirt, because that shirt is a curse. And if you're not going to get rid of that shirt, every booking that you have been booked, you will keep losing every single match. And to the point where people will call you a jobber and people will call you a loser because you're not winning. And the reason why you're not winning is because you're wearing that shirt. So now we end it by doing this. And what we're doing is this. Bayley, you wearing that shirt disappoint me and disappoint my subscribers that are not fans of Living Dom. And the reason why we are doing this today is because you paid away. Okay? Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. YG, take it away.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you, 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 shame on you.
So yeah, that's my shame on you video. So If you guys want some more, comment down below and let me know who needs to be shamed, because one thing we can't stand is a living dom lover. So if you could comment down below and let me know who needs to be shamed for being a living dom lover, let me know. All right, and we'll continue this and we'll keep it going. All right, so get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right, I'm out.